Hello, everyone. Welcome to New Gen Politics. So, the betting has already started on Polymarket for who will be president in 2028. So, today I wanted to go through that a little bit and kind of talk about the reasoning for and against each of the potential candidates and the front runners. So, first off, the numbers are in for the likelihood, the percent chance, 27% chance that Vance wins as of now, 14% for Newsom. Cortez has 10%, Buttigieg 8%, Rubio 6%. Donald Trump has 4% for some reason. Kamala has 4, Gretchen has 3. Most of these people, and then it goes down and down to less and less likely. Most people know the names on this list. Really, the only 4 that people have substantially bet on are Vance, Newsom, Cortez, and Buttigieg. So obviously, by far, the front runner is Vance. And Vance, I think, does have the best chance. He does have the best position. Trump got an overwhelming victory. He's his vice president. If Trump does very well these 4 years, which a lot of times it seems like he takes one step forward and one step back. So I think it's up in the air how his presidency will end, even among his own base. But that's why Vance is doing something really important to his future career, which is something politicians don't do enough, which is just shut up and don't say anything. And that is Vance's strategy, is he's very, very quiet on hot button issues and controversies surrounding Trump. He's very cordially supportive. He has his right-wing opinion. He comes out and says, we love free speech and we, want to protect our country and our sovereignty. But anytime Trump ends up in hot water, especially with his own base, like everything going on with Iran and now the Epstein stuff, Vance is suspiciously quiet. And I think that's what's good for his career, is he's positioning himself to either come back out and say, I was with Trump 100% all the way, if Trump has the good ending and is like, yep, I'm his successor and Trump's going to kingmake me and I'm going to follow in his footsteps. Or if Trump has the bad ending, you can come out and say, I was there with him and I didn't like when he did this or that. And, I'm not in support of that. And I'm going to not be like Trump. I'm going to be different than Trump. I learned the good things from him and I saw the bad things and I'm going to do a better job. He could use him as a springboard. And so I think that's Vance's play here. I think that's what he's doing, is he can pivot off of Trump regardless of how Trump's presidency ends, because he's been so silent that he has the ability to move either in the I love Trump camp or the I hate Trump camp very easily. And I think he will do that to advance his political career. There's obviously concerns about his connections to Palantir and kind of the that sort of environment. There's questions about his loyalties entirely to the MAGA movement because, he was a never Trumper and then very recently became super pro-Trump. Is this a political move? Is his real intentions? Did he have a real change of heart? That's what we'll have to see. But for now, he's being very smart about what he says and doesn't say. The next one is Newsom. Newsom is probably the most sophisticated Democrat they have that they could run. I mean, he is a force to be reckoned with in the terms of politics, like in the arena of politics. He is a, D1 politician. He is very slimy. He's very weaselly, but, he's very, very good at what he does. Somehow he keeps getting elected in California. Going nationwide, though, the easiest, contention to that is, do you want the entire country to look like California? Yes or no? And most people would say no. Though he's good at speaking. He is, he's tall, he's handsome, he's attractive. Don't discount those qualities. Looking very professional and stoic. He does very well in debates. I think against the other Democrats, he would, clean up. He would just kind of take the win. It's just, will he be able to point to any meaningful successes, and will he be able to detach himself from the very far, very unpopular left and kind of become more moderate and win the independents who, may have voted for Trump because of economic policies? Will he be able to satiate them? Who knows? Next up is AOC. AOC doesn't have a very good chance, I don't think. I mean, she's got a lot of name recognition. I think she would get creamed in every debate. I don't think she would do a very good job in a real substantial debate. She doesn't have enough formal training for that, I don't feel. Her policies do resonate with young people, but unfortunately, they don't have any money or power. She's made a lot of enemies within the Democrat Party itself, so her chances of even getting past the primary are very poor. And then running her against Vance, or like any regular conservative, I don't think she would do very well because she is so far left. Buttigieg, basically the same thing, so far left, not super palatable to a lot of people. He is better spoken than AOC, I think. I think he's got a fairly calm demeanor. He seems pretty warm and welcoming. He kind of gives off that appearance. I think though even he would lose to Newsom in a debate. Unfortunately, there's not really that many Republicans on here. People are just kind of assuming Vance is going to be the candidate. You have Rubio, who I don't really think he's better than Vance in any way, particularly. I don't think he's really that great. He'll probably run in the primary, but it's not anything exceptional. He doesn't bring anything exceptional to the table. DeSantis, I don't think the country really wants DeSantis. I think DeSantis kind of blew his chance by running against Trump. You just don't run against Trump. He's a force of nature. That was a big mistake. I know he was kind of up and coming and really popular, but I think he kind of expended all his political capital on that. He could have a chance. He could run. I think he, policy-wise, is pretty good. I think he's very good with the financial policies. Fundamentally, with all of these people, though, I think the main issue that is going to happen in the primaries, at least for the Republicans and probably nationwide, is the real America first stuff. I think people are so sick of just anything overseas. We're just done with overseas. Israel, Ukraine, left, right, doesn't matter. We just want to pull back. As a nation, I think most people agree with that. I think the right financially wants nothing to do with it. They don't like the forever wars. The left sees us as causing more problems, more harm than good. A lot of the times when we intervene, I think that is going to be a big talking point. And a lot of these conservatives are very, very pro, not war hawks, but still very pro interventionists. They still want to be involved in the Middle East. I don't think that's going to be very popular. I still think we might get somebody totally random. I would not be surprised if none of these people even run, right? Or not run, but win their primaries. I would not be surprised if we get two dark horses in the Republican Party and the Democrat Party. I could absolutely see somebody coming out being even further right than Vance, even more conservative, a real America first guy. On the left, I could see, an up and coming, maybe a younger governor or a rep who is a lot more moderate, who is well spoken, who kind of can bridge the gap between the left at the moment, the far left, and the moderates and independents who the left traditionally had. I think we could see both of those. So right now it's so early. I mean, we won't really know what the indication of where the country is going until after the midterms. It's just nice to kind of talk about this and kind of get an idea of who potentially has a chance. I see on here you have Donald Trump Jr. I don't think anybody wants a legacy. I don't want a legacy. I don't think he would really do anything that different than his dad. Maybe be a little bit more socially conservative, but most of these people are only on this list because they are relevant today. Their policies are not forward thinking. They're not what's going to define the next decade or half century. Most people on this list are just here because they've been in the news recently. There's a lot of name recognition. People have a short-term memory in politics. I mean, most of the time people can't even remember VP candidates, which is, saying something because that person is, very close to being president. They have a 1 in 2 chance of being vice president when they run. People just have a very short-term memory for politics and politicians. So I think most of these names won't even be relevant in 2 years because every politician has a shelf life. That's why I think DeSantis is a little bit past his shelf life. I think he burned up his capital. Nikki Haley, people don't really want. She's kind of a war hawk. Tulsi Gabbard, people are talking about running Tulsi on the Republican side. It's guys, she's not even a Republican. She is only just not super far left. Like that, like she just doesn't feel like she belongs with the modern Democrats, but she's by no means conservative. She's still really liberal. So don't run her as the conservative candidate. I could see her running, but I don't think she'll get anywhere. Really, I don't think there's that many. But I don't know why Elon is on here because he can't run. Stephen A. Smith and Vivek, very low chance. I don't know if Vivek will ever make it out of Ohio. I think the Indian crash out was pretty bad. But that's kind of what I mean when I'm talking about foreign policy. We don't want to bring in a lot more immigrants. We don't want to be involved overseas. Like, I think that's an Achilles heel. Really, the best candidate right now is Vance, but that is, with an asterisk. Like, he is the best right now. Good placeholder. Newsom for the Democrats, good placeholder. I don't think Gretchen really has a chance. She's been, a name that people throw out. Kamala, she failed so hard last time. They're not going to let her run again. No one will give her any money. I think that's basically it. We'll just have to see what happens as we move forward and as these numbers come and go. But I think you're going to get new candidates and people we've never heard of. You're going to get the dark horses coming in, and we'll see more of that after the midterm elections. And that'll also point to the direction the country wants to go in. Have we had a good fill of Trump and are happy with the economic policies and now want to address social issues? Do we want to go further? Are we becoming more conservative? That is yet to be seen. So that's my thoughts on this. If you made it all the way through the video, I appreciate it. If you like the content, like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. And thank you for watching.